we're all ready to go.
You throw like a girl, he says as he tries to insult his friend. And yes, offense was taken, not only by his friend, but by a 6-year-old me. Why is that a bad thing, I ask myself? What's wrong with throwing like a girl? Most of the girls I know can throw better than guys, so why is that an insult? 8 years later, and that question was never answered, and more questions arose. What even is gender bias and inequality? And what are its impacts on the world? Why should organizations like the AAUW continue to change the practice of it? Gender bias and inequality is the practice of unequal treatment of a person based on their sex. This practice has been around for centuries and is still present in many cultures around the world today. For as long as we've known, women has been viewed as the inferior sex, nothing more than children-bearing machines and housewives. We have been doubted and stripped of our rights, our opportunities, our freedom, and our equality. We've been overshadowed by the accomplishments of men and underestimated just because we are women, something that we did not choose, nor can we control. We are judged based on our appearance rather than our abilities because girls are rewarded for being. We're rewarded for getting dolled up and looking nice, while boys are rewarded for doing. They're rewarded for their accomplishments and judged accordingly for their abilities. This is the unfair society that we live in. This is how we are raised. This way of thinking has been embedded in our minds and have been passed down for generations to generations. As a young girl, I've experienced gender inequality firsthand many times myself. You see, the men in my family are the head of the family, and his wife never has a say. She's always expected to politely nod her head, smile, and just go along with whatever is told. And when she does open her mouth to voice her opinion, she is shut down with a degrading question. What do you know? So I grew up learning that my thoughts were not important, that they were invalid. I grew up thinking to keep my opinions to myself. I silenced myself because every time I spoke, people called me bossy or sassy. Yet, when a boy said the same thing I had, he was considered in command and taking a leadership role. I grew up learning that I was unwanted because in the Asian culture, boys are valued more than girls. My brother and my cousins were treated more specially because they were boys. They were loved more because they were boys. And it hurt. My self-esteem was close to none, but the thing that hurts me the most is that I am not the only one in this situation. There are millions of girls, young girls all over the world who feel the same way as I, being oppressed by their culture. This is the biggest and most dangerous adverse impact gender inequality has. It destroys the self-confidence of young girls, something that is needed for future success. Hyeon Jung, Innovation Director at Lyft London, Microsoft Studios, believes that insatiable curiosity and self-confidence is needed to make change in the world. Two qualities that are key to instill in our female innovators of the future. Studies done by the Iowa State University indicates that greater confidence leads to greater interest. This is why girls begin to lose interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM fields, at an early age. We don't have enough self-confidence to believe in ourselves and our abilities, so we lose interest and we give up. Girls were brought up to settle with what is given to them. We are brought up to not strive because that's how we are raised. This is why only 27% of all computer science jobs are held by women, and women have seen no employment growth in the STEM field jobs since 2000, according to Forbes. Not only does gender inequality impact individuals, but it impacts the world as a whole. A new study done by the McKinley Global Institute found that if men and women contribute equally to the workforce, same hours worked, equal pay, equal representation, it would add a whopping $28 trillion to the global GDP by the year 2025. Gender inequality has taken a larger toll on the world than we realize or we have given credit for. And for these reasons, the AAUW should continue to work to change this unjust practice of gender inequality. For over a century, AAUW have given young girls like myself the opportunities to voice our opinions, to stand up for what we believe in, to fight for what's right. And since then, women have made major milestones in this fight against gender inequality. And with the continuing help of the AAUW and other organizations, women can continue to fight and inspire. So the next time the 6-year-old girl hears a "like a girl" insult, she can stand up for herself and for her gender. So she can be proud of who she is. So she can live a life striving rather than accepting. Thank you.